Hey everybody, Jen Hatmaker here, your merry little host of the For the Love podcast. Welcome to the show, you guys. Oh, today is so fun. I'm so happy you're downloading this. We're in our super warm and cozy holiday season. So if you've followed me for a hot minute, you know that I love Christmas. You know that I love Hallmark. I don't care. I don't care what you say. There's no shame. There's not enough shame in the world you can attempt to put on my shoulders because this is my deal. What even is Christmas without Hallmark? Hallmark is Christmas. And so if you are like me, you started watching these addictive little movies since late October when they aired. When I had them queued up, by the way, queued up and ready to go. And I don't care because you know why? Life is hard and something needs to be silly and easy and fun and have a nice, sweet ending. I don't care. I do not care. The rest of us, we live in the real world where nothing ever is that charming and ridiculous. And so I will take it in my Christmas movie. Excuse me very much. And so you guys, today is just the absolute, I don't know if you could, I just finished it. So I'm like laughing still. Thrilled to have the return of our absolute favorite Christmas crew from our favorite Christmas movie podcast. We've got the Deck the Hallmark guys back this year after we had them on last year. And basically the four of us laughed for one solid hour because they're just comedy gold. When we were building out the holiday season or series this year, I'm like, 100% the guys have to come back. So if that's our only episode in the Christmas series, then that's what it is. And so I've got Bran, I have Panda, and I have Dan back on the show today. And all we have done is laugh our heads off. I'm going to have to put together a screenshot highlight reel of me literally putting my scarf over my face, dropping my head to the table, falling out of my chair. They made me laugh so hard. Last year, I exploited their expertise from their absolutely wildly popular podcast on these movies. This is what they do, Deck the Hallmark. We broke it down and had such fun doing it. And so if you haven't ever, go back and listen to that one. That's a really good intro. But today they're back for seconds. And we are talking about, they've got a new book coming out, which I insulted and then promoted. And so that's just, sometimes you get both things with me. What it's like for them to be professional podcasters, how they met, what their special little brand of magic is that just keeps working and working and growing and growing. And they've just got it. They've captured lightning in a bottle here. And if you've never listened to them, you're going to be so happy that you happen to download this episode today because it's just fun. It is fun from beginning to end. The guys are fantastic. Deck the Hallmark is such a hilarious concept. And the four of us together are a real mess. I don't even know what's going to have to go in editing at this point, but it is a blast. You guys, please enjoy my conversation with the absolutely hilarious Deck the Hallmark crew, Bran, Panda, and Dan. My guys, welcome back to the show. Our episode last year went bananas because everybody just thought it was hilarious because it was. Hi.
We went bananas.
Yeah, you did.
Bananas.
Unbelievable.
You know it. Drop that like it's hot. A little Gwen Stefani reference is going to work. And it's going to set this tone. I like it.
Without Gwen,
I would not know how to spell
us
banana.
would.
No,
we would still be
grateful.
We'd say it's a double N. It's
double N. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Gwen set us straight.
I need more spelling songs with Gwen.
She really did.
Did it go bananas because we referenced 15-year-old pop songs? Is that why it went bananas?
I think it was a myriad of...
Get ready for a second bananas.
Listen, more where that came from, listening community. We're here all day. How old are we? I don't remember if I remember. Are we the same age? I'm 47.
No, I'm 38.
Oh, damn it. You're just a baby.
Well, yeah. I'm the oldest of the three of us, Jen.
Oh,
so just take it easy over there.
Yeah.
Okay. I know Panda looks like he's older than you, but he's not.
That's
That's not nice.
It's not nice, but it is true. I do look easerly. 33 over here.
I'm 29.
Yeah. What? How did you even know who Gwen Stefani is? Did you learn it in the history in your history class?
After his second Tide Pod, he went right to the Gwen Stefani. It's wild.
Listen, don't knock it until you try it.
You guys, it's good to see you. And I just told you that I love everybody who's listening right now. You ought to probably hop over to YouTube so you can see this episode and just you'll thank me later. But you guys have a brand new set and it is fancy. So I want you to talk us through the set and I want you to tell us. I mean, I do see your pictures behind you with your names on them, but just go ahead and self-identify.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
I'm Bran. I'm the guy who loves the Hallmark Christmas movies and all things Christmas.
I'm Panda, and I like Hallmark Christmas movies. That's what I'm into.
And that's what you're into?
No, that's what I'm into these days, Dan.
You love them? That's what you're into?
That's what I'm into.
Are you ever just tepid vanilla on something and you're really into it? I'm really into tapioca pudding.
I don't either, actually. I'm going to tell you something, Dan. That's my general gear. I don't have a medium gear. I am either, this is literally my favorite thing ever dreamed up in the cosmos, or I hate it with the passion of 1,000 fiery suns. That's where I live.
Understand.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'm Dan. I despise the movies.
Yeah.
I like Christmas just fine, but the movies and all that they are and stand for, I typically don't like one bit.
And this is nice because we can do this little camera.
Hi.
And he has a nice like the spies thing.
Dumpster fire right here.
We call that Dan's corner.
My corner over here. That's right.
It's like all myself. Little dark corner of hatred. Is that what it is? Just where all the negative energy is going to be pulled from. It's fine. But you have a role to play.
But it still looks cute. Yeah. You know?
And I will say I've grown. I've evolved over the 4 years. I used to just hate them, and now I love to hate them. Like I get some joy out of how bad they are, and I think that shows some real growth on my part.
I agree. Yeah. I think that is progress, and that's a sign of a healthy brain. Just like walking it down the track a little bit. Good job. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
So, okay. Just in case there's like 5 people who didn't tune into our episode last year, can you please just tell the people why am I talking to 3 men dressed in a way, sitting in front of a scene talking about Hallmark? Like, what's your deal? Like, how has this become a job and who's paying you?
That's a great question.
There's the real good, great question. That's tricky.
Well, we don't need to talk about the money because it's very sketchy. What's not sketchy is
a Tide Pods lawsuit.
It's wild. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Lord.
It came from my my love of these movies. I've loved them for quite a few years now. And I was looking for a podcast like this one that we made, and I couldn't find one that kind of spoke to me as a straight male who also likes
in his
Hallmark
20s
Christmas movies. Yeah,
in his 20s. It really tracks.
It's a very specific podcast that I couldn't find.
This is a sliver of a demographic. Sliver.
That's how we make the money.
That's right.
Yeah.
Every person, every straight white male that's 29 years old listens. That's right. Every one of them.
You got them all.
There's
at least 47 and they listen week after week.
They're rabid. So yeah, I called my 2 buddies because I wanted it to be more like, fun and comedic and less like let's really dive into this.
I'm curious about that voice. I like it.
Thank you.
What are you manifesting there? Who is that? Who's that voice?
I don't know. I just when I watch the Hallmark, I gotta talk about it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's a little upsetting. I'd like you to move on from the voice. I've reversed. I've changed my mind.
Yeah, that's on you. That's not.
I did. You're right. You are so right.
And let it go. And
you are so right,
Jen.
I put that hook in the water and he bit, and I have regrets. So yeah. Okay.
Typically how all of our podcasts go. We start a dumb bit and we just keep it going past anyone's need for it.
The voice will come back at some point. You won't see it coming. It's coming. Anyway, it's called The Boys, and they were like, sure, let's do it. And that was in 2018, the summer of 2018, where All Good Christmas podcasts start. And we've been rolling ever since. We've been really lucky, got invited on Good Morning America.
Yeah.
And kind of allowed us to reach an audience that would not have known about us otherwise, because there's a brilliant podcast out there. So yeah, a lot of luck, a lot of fun.
So I love how much attention and success your podcast is garnering, because it's genuinely funny. It's such a fun little, everything's so dumb in the world that we need you. Like, we need you to keep this absurdity train like chugging down the tracks, and you are delivering, and it makes people happy. And I'm not surprised that your star rose in such a way that all of a sudden you're on national television. This makes sense. This is how it goes, because we're like craving fun and funny and even like silly. And so here's my question to you. I mean, because 4 years, you guys, on a fairly narrow slice of the pie here, like Christmas movies. Yeah. So how are you keeping this fresh? Like, literally, as content creators, as podcasters, who have a pretty specific point of view here. And it's already hard enough to release a lot of episodes in a podcast. It's just it's a huge labor. It's an enormous lift. So how are you keeping the flame alive here, as it were, right? Well, how is this staying fresh for you?
We do it daily too. We release 5 episodes a week, which is just absurd.
Yeah.
Guys.
I was going to say I think that what helps is it's not necessarily that the structure doesn't grow stale on some level, because after how many have we done of these?
400
almost 500
500, almost 500. It's that really we riff with each other so often, we make each other laugh. Like, we are genuinely best friends. Like, and so we are constantly trying to make one another laugh, and we succeed. And then sometimes our show gets a little away from us, I would say, just from time to time. I would say but that's what makes it fresh for us. And as long as we're still laughing, I think you were the one who said, as soon as it doesn't become fun for us anymore, we shut it down.
I would say this. We had a decision to make. We didn't actually sit down and have a board meeting and vote on this, but we never get tired of trying to make each other laugh, like Panda said. But there was kind of a fork in the road. And my guess is it probably happened in late 19, like about a year after doing this, we started to become a lot more bit heavy, where we would have like voices like Bran. Like, we would be like, we got a clip, and we would make up a voice, like we're a radio show with clips. And that is very true to who we are off air, so to speak. And that decision made us probably gain fewer listeners, because it wasn't just a strict, this is the movie, these are the beats of the movie. That was stale, 10 episodes in. But our enjoyment of each other and trying to make each other laugh, like in going that direction and taking that fork, in the road, we found a group of people who were like-minded, and were like, these are my people. Like, this is like sitting in a room joking around with these guys. And so if we could continue to add to that family, little by little, it never feels stale to me, because I occasionally it's like, man, this episode didn't really work or whatever, because we released so many. But from a standpoint of it feeling stale, like, it's like a stand-up comedian trying to do a new set every night. That's what it is. Like, we're totally coming out here, and we've not planned. Like, we don't do any scripts. We don't do any of that. And so sometimes it goes off the rails, and we are just crying, laughing. We're like, this is the best time. And sometimes we're like, I don't know how anybody listens to us. I don't know how they get there. But I think embracing the absurdity and the silly, that has allowed us some freedom to not kind of be shackled in by the format of what the show is. And we've taken a lot of liberty with that, a ton. Yep.
Your chemistry is everything. So you're right. Like, that is the magic. I think after when I did the episode with you guys on my show last year, I was telling my podcast team after we wrapped, and basically we had laughed for 1 hour. I don't even know what we said. I don't think that there was any substance. I think there was zero substance, but it was all funny. And
that's on the back of our book. In fact,
no substance, all funny. Yeah.
That's a good sub. It's a good sub, you guys. But I was telling my team that when I got off the recording with you guys, that I was jealous. I was jealous because of the shared energy that kind of almost becomes like its own entity. Like, there's the 3 of you individually, but then there's this compilation of the 3 of you where, like, I mean this nicely, like, the sum is greater than its parts.
for sure.
Oh yeah.
There's no,
I'm a total dud.
Yeah, I'm a sham, and we're terrible individually. That is what I've gathered from Jem so far, and I appreciate her.
I knew when I got out of bed today, I was like, I need a pick me up. And I'm so happy we're going on this podcast. This is going to be what I needed.
My wife was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I got to do For the Love." It's just going to be an insult train. Jen is just going to be just calling shots. We're just going to try to manage as best we can.
I'm so sorry. Right. I woke up salty. I don't know what happened today. Oh my gosh. I'm nice. You know, I'm like a nice person. I encourage people. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Like
what I'm trying to say is your chemistry is magic. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yes. I would say this, and I think we would all agree with this, that each of us reduced just us is absolutely insufferable. Like all of us would by ourselves after an hour, you're like, that's enough. But together, there is something about that. Yeah. We cannot see each other for weeks at a time. We step in a room and there's an instant kind of ride the bike chemistry to it for sure.
Well, one of you guys kind of go backwards just a teeny little bit in your story and fill in how it is that you are friends in the first place, because you're literal friends. And so what is your relationship? Because I remember this, but not everybody knows.
We all talked we taught high school, and we initially, Bran and I started the year at the school at the same time. Panda joined a couple months later. Bran and I went on a senior trip where the seniors got to go to Costa Rica. It was a private school, and they got to go to Costa Rica on like a service trip. And we're on the plane. We literally didn't know each other at all, and we're sitting shoulder to shoulder. And by the time we landed, we were just doing bits. Like we were just like making each other laugh and doing bits. And then we had to basically, we were rooming together for the whole trip, and we came back and just immediately they started implementing the fact that the two of us together were doing this stuff. Like we would go and MC, like it was a K-12 school. And so like those Christmas presentations where the 5-year-olds get up and sing, and they got to shuffle 30 kids off the stage and bring 30 more kids on. Well, it's just dead air. And so they would have Brandon and I up there, and we would do a bit. We would go up and sing a song and make it up, or we'd do something. And then Panda showed up, and we found a kindred spirit. And so we would just try to put ourselves in awkward improv situations. Like I would just like pop in his classroom and just start telling him a story or whatever. And so it became this kind of entity, like you said, where we would try to make each other laugh, and we enjoyed each other's company. And so when these two guys left the school at that time, the podcast was a way for us to just hang out. It wasn't meant to, we didn't think, I said 100 people will never listen. Like I said, and so, but now we've been friends since 2012, so like 9 years now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That you can't replicate that amount of shared history either. Because after that many years, I mean, you're coming up on a decade, the stuff you've done and experienced together and the trouble you've gotten into, it just like builds this entire mountain of potential bits. So there's just no other way around it except for just be friends for a long time and be funny. Like that's the secret sauce. And you guys stumbled on it, and you weirdly made a very strange living out of it. And I salute you. I just salute you. I'm an Enneagram 3, so I'm always thinking, how can we build a business over whatever, like literally on whatever. That's less important as to how can we build it. I love your space, and I think it's as fun to you as it seems. It is. From us looking in, this seems like you guys are having a ball, and you've nailed it. You like nailed. It's a blast. You've nailed life.
Well, the stakes could not be lower.
That's right. That's true.
That makes it pretty fun.
It sure does. Okay, you guys, let's get into the weeds a little bit. Because this summer, I took myself to a 1 month by myself trip to Maine. Okay. I went to Bar Harbor by my own. I had some people kind of come up a couple of days at a time, but for the most part, it was like I called it me camp. Okay. I went to me camp, and that was my first time in Maine. So obviously I have you guys on the show. We're going to talk about Maine, because the through line on all my comments while I was up there posting my magical pictures with my lobsters and my sweatshirt and the harbor and like it's Maine.
Yeah.
Everybody in my community was like, you're in a Hallmark movie. You're writing it in real time. You're writing it. Like I had a date, guys. I had a date when I was on. That was my first date since 1992. So there's some like, see, do you see what I'm saying? Like a
you're
date,
in a Hallmark movie.
And there's just like, it's like a town square and there's dogs everywhere. And so
why did you leave and go back to the big city? What were you even thinking?
I literally don't know. I literally don't know, except the only thing that I can think of is that the children who lived here are still in a season of needing a parent.
Yeah, fair enough.
So it's like, if not me, who? Right?
Yeah.
Right. Although I had regret. I mean, I got on that plane and I immediately resented everyone that I was going home to. Like immediately. It was like deep resentment.
Big city will do that, man.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about Maine. The quaintness of a little seaside.
I was born in Maine. There. No, that's incorrect. I was born in Orlando. I lived in Maine for 4 years when I was a kid, very close to Bar Harbor.
Where?
And I'm very like a little town called Brooklyn, which is not New York, but it is very Hallmarky. And I'm very surprised that you found somebody to go on a date with there. So congratulations, you did it.
I can take that comment in several ways.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm going to choose like best intent. That's what I'm going to choose.
Well, no, that's not about
you.
That is not about you and more about the people of Bar Harbor.
You know what? It is a brand. Yes. It's a brand of people. Yeah. I understand now what you're saying. And I'd like to talk about Maine. What is the best Hallmark movie currently thus far set in Maine? And let's write it out a bit. Like let's build it. Because now I am the lead character. I could be. Yeah. Or I could get like Candace Cameron Bure to play me. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I could at least be a show writer behind the scenes, which is a really complicated job in the Hallmark genre. It's really complicated.
For sure.
Complex.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Complexities abound. Layer, twists, and so many turns. So if we're going to build out a Hallmark movie in Maine, what's it going to look like? Let's just say, I don't know. I'm just going to throw this out there. Like a recently divorced person who's going to go find herself. She's going to go find herself for 1 month. She's going to stay. This is no hint of a lie. In a renovated convent. She is. Yeah. She's going to do that. Wow. She did do that.
Did you say a renovated convent?
I sure did.
Wow.
Yeah, I sure did. It was like 8 bedrooms. Like the chapel was renovated into this like luxury living room. You cannot even imagine it. I should have sent you pictures in advance. Wow. I had a cruiser bike. Ding, ding. Do you see what I'm saying? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I see it. It's coming together.
Well,
What are some of the elements?
The only movie I can think of that was set in Maine and Hallmark is Let It Snow.
That's right.
Is a Jesse Hutch, Cameron Bure classic. There's a lodge. Jesse Hutch is, man, he's chopping wood.
He's good at it too.
So you're gonna have to meet somebody chopping wood. I think that
she needs a crusty sailor.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious about that. Like, does the sailor genre play in here?
I think it does. I think you need some guy who's out there with the lobsters. He's coming in.
But are we making a Christmas movie or just a Maine Hallmark movie?
But maybe you don't need to distinct. He's having a hard time because it's winter. Because he just wants to go out on the open sea and he needs to find love.
He needs
Christmas.
to find
warm
finding love in the harbor. Christmas in the harbor.
Oh my
Christmas
gosh.
At the harbor.
Christmas is not a bad name.
I mean,
it's not terrible, and it sounds just like the rest of them. So you're tracking with, although you do bring up a good point, because I was there in July wearing sweatshirts. Right, and so I have not yet experienced, Bran, you're going to have to explain it better to me, but like maybe Christmas in Maine is the wrong play. Maybe this should be just Hallmark. Oh, I'll tell you what my community named it. My Maine Squeeze. I don't know. Let's just workshop it. Let's just workshop it. Okay.
I really like it as a fall movie.
Well, Falling for Maine would be.
Oh, not bad. See, it's coming now.
Because fall in Maine is just a next level. So I think that's the play. Less on Christmas, more on fall. Because you can still go out and he can do his.
He can still do the lobster.
Still do his
Crusty,
gig.
yeah,
He can still do his gig there.
It's super crusty.
Yeah, super crusty.
That's important.
Yeah,
that's the one word that the screenwriter of Hallmark came up with.
I don't know, guys. I'm just gonna say from the girl side of things, I'm like, is it though?
Well, I'll say this. In Hallmark, he should be crusty, but he's not.
Yeah, he
comes off the boat looking like what's going on? Have you done work today?
But it looks like Tyler Hines.
Yeah, totally. He is only crusty adjacent. That's it.
Yes, that's crusty adjacent.
Hallmark leading men only get one adjective to describe themselves. Like that is important. They only get one. So crusty is all we got, but really all it means is he's just been off at sea for a while.
Yeah. Okay.
His hair is still perfectly coiffed. Don't worry.
He looks like Josh Duhamel, but don't they all?
That's
don't all the fishermen?
Man, I've never thought of it that way, but yes.
They just It's
they
just
have
part
to
of
meet
their
over lobster, right?
They got to meet over lobster.
You just have to.
Yeah. There's a scene where you've got a bib on, and it's a weird.
And he's teaching you how to crack it, butter it, this whole thing. That's good. Butter then gets on your nose. He does this whole thing. Yeah, it's really good. And can I just say this also really quickly?
Yeah,
Candace wishes she could play you.
That's right.
She can't do that. She wouldn't do
you justice. Okay, Bran. That's nice. We're making up right now. We're making up from a slew of insults, and you've just given me an olive branch, and I receive it. Okay, that's it. It's only niceness from me from here on out. So that's really sweet. We all love Hallmark movies, or at least we love to make fun of them, or both. Their cheesiness, their predictability, their cozy, wholesome sweetness. But here's the one thing we can all agree on. Any kind of Christmas movie watching also requires comfy outfits. This is just a law. We can't watch without this prerequisite. You may have heard me talk about Third Love before, because I have, because it's a brand I love. They design bras and underwear, which I'm going to tell you about, but they also have a super soft loungewear and cool activewear collection that's made for movie watching. I am loving their washable silk PJs and their cashmere hoodies and sweats. It's just perfect right now. And by the way, last minute shoppers, that loungewear would make the perfect Christmas gift. Now, for those bras, these check the box on beautiful and supportive and comfortable. They're bras you don't want to fling off the moment you walk in the door at home just to turn on Hallmark. I wear Third Love bras almost 10 times out of 10. Third Love also has inclusive sizing with half cups and bras and extra small to 3X in the rest, all developed using real women's measurements. And Third Love is the largest donor of undergarments in the US, donating more than $40 million worth of bras to help people. Isn't that great? Feeling truly is believing with Third Love. Upgrade to everyday pieces that love your body as much as you do. Right now, you guys can get 20% off your first order at thirdlove.com/forthelove. So you guys, that's 20% off at thirdlove.com/forthelove. You guys, I don't think I've stopped laughing today on this episode. It's just nonsense here, but I do want to take a minute to talk about the times where it isn't easy to laugh. I know a lot of you can relate, and the holidays can really escalate these feelings. So I want to acknowledge and make space for every one of you kind of in your feelings right now. My therapist, Chris, had taught me this. Sad is not bad. Hard is not bad. Hurt is not bad. So if you're feeling like you need some support in this season and therapy is on your mind, please let me nudge you toward BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an excellent resource for professional counseling because it's a safe and accessible entry point. It's all online, so your therapist literally meets you wherever you are. Their licensed therapists have a super broad range of expertise categories. I mean, everything: trauma, depression, body image, anxiety, family conflict. I mean, just you name it. And because it's all online, BetterHelp is able to offer not only convenient and accessible options, but affordable ones. You can start communicating with a BetterHelp therapist in under 24 hours, you guys. So as a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month of BetterHelp by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/forthelove. And you can join more than 1 million people who've taken charge of their mental health too. So that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/forthelove. Okay. Let's talk about how you're getting prepared for your season, because it's go time for you right now. It's Super Bowl. Here we go. Like, I'm getting ready. I know we're recording this a little bit early, but my Christmas tree going up November 1 on the dot, on the absolute dot. Okay. This is what I'm getting at. I would like, how do you boys start getting your head in your headspace? Because now it genuinely is 'tis the season. You're not just manufacturing it in like March. And so what are your Christmas things? What do you do? What's your traditions? What happens in your houses? Like, how are you firing up the engine?
Well, this isn't hard for me to get ready for Christmas in October. I'm pretty much good to go anytime you need me to. I listen to Christmas music all year, and I'm ready. And I, got to decorate this set, so I'm good to go.
Okay.
Like, whenever if Hallmark wants to start October 1, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Truth be told, if they never did any other season, I'd be fine with that as well. Just give me Christmas all year. So this isn't hard for me. So guys, I don't know how you get prepared, but for me, it's just I'm ready at a moment's notice.
I can tell you this: my involvement in this podcast has greatly changed how I get ready for Christmas, because I was a very hardline day after Thanksgiving through Christmas guy, and I love it. For those 4 weeks. I love it. Right? That's the season. You do Christmas music on the radio, decorate the tree the day after Thanksgiving, go buy a tree from the lot, decorate a real tree only, like hard and fast. Like, these are the rules. This is how it goes. Christmas Eve at grandma's house, the whole bit. Hallmark starts the season the week before Halloween. So they start the season on October, this year, October 23rd. We, to kick off every season, do a marathon where we sit and we live stream ourselves watching Hallmark movies. That's right. Gang, you're watching people watch Hallmark movies. That's what you're doing.
It's the modern day.
And that is, you've reached a new point, and you're watching, and people have said, this is how I kick off the season. But for me personally, like, Christmas just lives here at the studio until the day of Thanksgiving, but I'm in that spirit. As soon as it kicks off on Hallmark, there's just no way around it. Like, I have to be, or I'm just going to be the worst person. And so starting October 23rd, I start to go ahead and release that idea that Christmas has to be 4 weeks a year. But at my home, still the day after Thanksgiving, we go to the lot.
You've relented a little bit on the music. Like, the music will come on earlier now. Like, it's early November.
Help in there too. I got one kid that loves Christmas music all year long. And he like, that's his go-to like, if he's getting anxious, like, he wants me to play or sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer to him.
Okay. Can we do a quick caveat? Because I'm going to come to you next, Panda, on that same question. But quick caveat, because you just brought it up. No, I'm going to put a pin in it. What we're going to do is we're going to come back to Christmas music. Okay, Panda, what about you?
Christmas candles. That's what gets me going. It's got to smell like Christmas. It's all about that. We set it up day after Halloween. Why make your Christmas season short when you can make it long?
So November 1.
Thank you.
November 1. It's
thank
important.
You.
And it's got to smell like Christmas though. It's all about the Christmas smells for me.
If I could get a good, like, Fraser fir smell all year long. That's the smell of that type of Christmas tree. I love it.
Yep.
You have several scents to pull from. We could go pine, woodsy, mountainy, earthy. We could go cinnamon, clovey. Yep. We could go pepperminty. I say yes. I say yes. I'm not going to choose. Yes.
Why choose?
This is good. And I like this idea of why not just start Christmas on November 1st? Like, do you hate joy? Like, do you just hate happiness? Would you like less of it? Would you like less happiness in your home?
Right. I keep a Christmas tree up in my bedroom all year.
Wow.
Oh. Yeah.
Wow. Wait.
And then we decorate in early November the rest of the house. But like, just a little corner.
But by the same token, this whole idea of, do you not like joy? Like, I love cotton candy, but I don't eat cotton candy all the time. It would make my stomach hurt. And
first of all, you don't know. Like, we haven't tried that.
I would. That's true. That's true. But like,
that's untested data.
Have you ever met anyone?
But my point is you have never kept a Christmas tree up all year and realized the little uptick of joy that it brings you.
I'm not worried about your little tree in your room. I'm talking about the people that are like, do you just not like joy? No, I love joy. But what I'm saying is that we did a really dumb thing, Jen. We ate a ton of cookies one night as a part of a promotional event. And one of us threw up. I'm not mentioning names, Bran, but
threw up. You threw up the cookies.
We ate, Panda and I each ate 55 sugar cookies.
No, you did not.
We're talking big boys too. We're not talking.
You did not.
It's just curling right around your uvula back there. It's disgusting. Here's the thing. After that, I have not had a sugar cookie with frosting since.
I bet you haven't.
So there is an economic principle of marginal utility. I know I just use a bunch of big words, Bran, but it's not as simple as I want joy all the time, so I get it all the time. Like the reason Christmas is special is because it only happens at a certain time.
Because it's special.
Year. Right.
Okay. That's fine. Listen, bro. I didn't ask you to put your tree up June 1st. I suggested November 1st. Let's calm down. Just calm down. You overreached.
It's a hard and fast line because one's pumpkins, one's not.
So if somebody came to you and said October 20th, I put my tree up. What, do you not like joy? Would you stop them?
Yeah, I would sit there and I would say that's too much. That's too much.
As long as we have a line.
Enjoy the pumpkins.
As long as we have a line.
You got to give the pumpkins their due.
Enjoy the pumpkins.
Okay, I'm not disagreeing with you, Dan. As mentioned, November 1st is my starting date. That feels appropriate. I love it.
Yeah,
it feels appropriate. Let's talk really quickly about Christmas music, because this is also a thing for me. When the Christmas playlist fires up, we are in it to win it.
Yeah.
But I don't have any little kids here like y'all. Y'all are you're down in the weeds still. My youngest is 15. I'm on my last 2 out of 5. I don't even know if they still live here. You know what I mean? So I'm indifferent. I don't have to listen to Rudolph is my point. Yes, I'm not listening to Rudolph. I'm listening to John Legend and Carrie Underwood.
Okay.
Sure,
okay. Yeah.
Please tell me that you downloaded Hallelujah from last year when they released it. Please tell me.
Great. It was fantastic.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Is it Ben Platt?
Ben Rector.
Ben Rector.
I
always
confuse
I flip it. It's a Dear Evan Hansen. Ben Rector switcher.
I can actually see the crossover, the overlap there.
Ben Rector's Christmas album is really great.
Yep.
It's fantastic. There's a Thanksgiving song on it, and Bran introduced that to me, so it wasn't my idea. It's fantastic.
You're welcome.
No,
what else?
I appreciate it.
What else? I'm literally writing this down. I'm taking notes right now.
The Goo Goo Dolls released a Christmas album last year. It was.
Is this true or not true?
That is true.
It's true.
100% true. Not a great album, but I still love the Goo Goo Dolls. So there you go.
Yeah.
That one feels off-brand. I'm going to write it down.
It was uncomfortable. Resonant gave me uncomfortable vibes the entire time, but I still, you know what? It's being fired up this year.
Okay.
I am a Goo Goo head. Bare Naked Ladies has made my favorite Christmas album. They made it over 10 years ago.
This is true too?
Yes. It's great.
Hey, this is not what I expected.
A song with Michael Bublé on there. They do a great rendition of God Rest You Merry Gentlemen with Sarah McLachlan. It's wonderful.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really yeah. And there's also an independent track I like. It's by Mariah Carey called All I Want for Christmas Is You. You may have heard of it. It's a new one.
I've heard that one a few times.
I think it's going to hit this year. I think
it might make it. It might make it as a soundtrack to a commercial.
Yeah.
The key is to have a really good mix. So like have the classics, but then also like sprinkle in like August Burns Red metal instrumental Christmas stuff. Like it all points to Christmas, and it will get you in the feeling, but you're not like exhausted by the 2nd of November because you've heard All I Want for Christmas Is You somehow already 3 dozen times. So
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
It really, that song is genuinely ubiquitous for about 2.5 months, and it hurts my feelings. Did you guys listen to did you download Leslie Odom Jr.'s Christmas album last year?
So good.
He is such
Slay me, man. Slay.
What a voice.
What a guy. Okay. God, that's when like I look at a person and I'm like, this is how you know that this world is unjust. Some people got too much. They got too much. That's not fair. That distribution process is clearly unfair. He is just a dreamboat. Okay. Let's talk about the book. You guys have a book. This is a really exciting because you have completely jumped genres now. And so I have a million questions about it, but just start here. Like, tell us about it. Freeze frame.
Ain't it great?
Freeze frame. Nice. Good job. I mean, I just happen to have one laying here. It's just somebody else was reading it.
The book that I wrote?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Somebody also propped one up on the table there. It's just how people do.
That's so embarrassing.
Yeah. It's this. Okay. Tell us about it. Tell us what it was like to to create it? What was that process like? Because also I've never done a collaborative process. I've only been like a solo writer. And so I don't know how this worked for you. How did you figure out your rhythm? What are you most excited about here?
I would love to tell you that we put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears here, Jen. We are very proud of this book, and it represents us very well, and we can't believe how well it turned out. The mastermind behind this book is Alonzo Duralde. He is a film critic for The Wrap. He's also a dear friend of the program. He's on the show. Gosh, all the time. He was on the show weekly this year. He's just the best guy. He's written a book called I'll Be Home for Christmas Movies, which is about.
That's our book.
That's our book. He has written that book.
Yes,
He's written a book called Have Yourself a Movie Little Christmas, which is about Christmas movies as well. He basically, we said, what would be cool if we wrote a book? And then he had this idea where you have this book that celebrates like an ultimate fan's guide to these movies. Like them, love them, hate them, doesn't matter. There's 116 movies in there where we give some quick hitter information on. There's an index in the back, but there's recipes, how to throw your a Hallmark Christmas movie viewing party.
Good idea.
There's a drinking game, and there's bingo cards, and there's so cute, all this great stuff. And so we each wrote a little bit of like an essay at the beginning of like what Christmas means to us, and then he got all the audio files and then made them transcripts, and then basically created a reduction sauce. So if you've never listened to the pod, I think you can still enjoy the book. And so he really crafted and created something that represents us better than I ever thought imagined.
Yeah, our humor and everything.
Yeah,
he does a great job.
It's all in the book. And I can't believe it, because I just was at every point. He came up with the pitch for the book. He got it to his agent. His agent came up with the pitch. The publishing companies called up. Like, we literally got on a call and we're like, oh, you want to do this, huh? And they were like, yeah. And that was, so our end of it was creating the content, but it is become something that we're really, really proud of.
And I was reflecting with Alonzo a couple of days ago, actually, about the process, because it's been it feels like we've been talking about it forever, but we signed the book deal in 2019. And so it's just been this long process of getting these things. And so there's been lots of little benchmarks of getting the manuscript for the first time and being like, holy cow, this is actually works. It's funny. And then getting the different drafts for the cover and being like, holy cow, this looks like a real book that I would want to read.
Totally.
Actually getting it for the first time after a COVID delay, pushing it back a month. Yeah. So lots of just little moments of being like, this is super cool. I can't believe this is real.
Wasn't the first draft like almost 400 pages? Alonzo didn't realize.
Are you being serious?
Yeah. It was huge. It was massive. And the publishing,
it's like War and Peace, you guys.
You're gonna have to cut on this, because he had done such an amazing job. The first manuscript, I was like, this is unbelievable. And then they were like, yeah, we're trying to get a coffee table book here. Like, we're not trying to have the
compendium,
Webster's.
I mean, we're still 261 with the index, right, with so the index. It's it's got some girth to it.
Got some heft.
I like how you snuck the index in there, Bran. Like, don't.
You got to.
Don't fall asleep on that index.
No, don't. The index has a lot of fun things. So for instance, you can tell that we mentioned M. Night Shyamalan, and this is true. I'm trying to. He's in the index. I can't find it.
SHY.
Yeah, but it's like 3 or 4 times, and it tells you.
We'll tell you when we mention that. Like, that's important.
So that's fun. Yeah. You just get to know M. Night Shyamalan. Don't sleep on the index.
I won't. I in fact, not only that, but. And I'm not going to give spoilers here, because we're going to send everybody to their Amazon accounts to get it. But you've got some behind the scenes gems here, right? Like, can you talk a little bit about that? Like, that's exciting for us to know. We might be walking into some tea that you've discovered and you're prepared to spill.
Well, I mean, we've been really fortunate over the last few years to have these actors come on the show and talk about the movies. And we've learned so much about the process of making these movies. Like, they're made in 14 days and, everybody's just boom, boom, boom all night long. And it's just really interesting to find out how these movies, you look at them and you're like, oh, that makes sense. 14 days. Yeah. So it brings a lot of clarity to like, why does it look this way? Why does sometimes it not make sense? And
like, give me an example.
Well, the one story, Chris Palaha, who's been in a lot of these movies, Rocky Mountain Christmas, Hearts of Christmas, Small Town Christmas, a lot of Christmas ones, as you can imagine.
Sure.
But also in Wonder World and Jurassic
Wonder Woman.
Wonder World, though.
That's a great. He is.
Wow.
And we're not allowed to talk about that.
The trailer. He sent it to us.
We're not allowed to talk about it yet.
Yeah, you've said too much. You've said too much.
His jazz hands are unreal.
He's the best.
So anyway, Chris is a dear friend. He wrote the foreword for the book, which is wonderful.
Okay,
but he also tells a story about how Rocky Mountain Christmas, which is a fave of Hallmark fans, he got a call the day after Thanksgiving to film the movie. It was on air December 21st. So literally,
in the same year.
Same year.
Mm-hmm.
So when we say
that's not the norm, but it's just it can happen.
They're putting a movie, they're filming it, but they're editing it, post-production, sound, everything. They turn that thing around in 24 days.
Like the door is shutting behind them as they're taking steps.
That's right.
That's locked and loaded. It's it. Yeah. It's edited.
Yeah. We've also, this isn't in the book, but this is fun. We also knew, because we were trying to get a screener for a movie, that a movie wasn't, it was intimated to us that they were still editing a movie the day it was supposed to be put on the air.
Yep.
Wow.
So there's quite a bit. Everybody is, it is a machine, but it's all hands on deck, and they use every second that they have.
It's just so different, like working with like Netflix. Like I'll go into the Netflix press page and they'll have screeners up for stuff that's coming out in like a month. And Hallmark, it's just like, you're probably not going to get a screener. No,
it's like, the Wild West out there.
Yeah, really. They're doing the best.
You know what? If it airs on TV, good. We'll do the best that we can, but anything before 9 p.m. on Saturday, good luck.
Yeah.
We also have a couple of people in the book that tell stories from their childhood, which is cool. Like, food that they grew up eating and things like that, so we had a bunch of the Hall stars jump in. We got a ton of principal photography from the movies in there too. So it's a fun read.
Yep.
So fun, you guys. And let's be really honest with people like y'all and me. I'm just putting myself in the same category, much in the same way that I put myself at your same age. Do you like how I just played myself right down?
No, I love it.
Like Bran is literally in his 20s. I'm like, are we the same age?
That's right.
I get confused about where I am at on the timeline. Anyways, when it comes to people like us, frankly, the best way for us to be presented to the general public is distilled. Like, let's just get rid of all the garbage, which is it 80%? Of us?
Oh, at least for us.
Yeah. For me, for sure. Like if somebody could just edit me in every way, and just boil it down to the reduction, I would be brilliant. Absolutely. That would be the best version of me that ever lived. But I have all the ancillary stuff that nobody has the heart to tell me I can't include. Okay.
Well, you have a long form podcast, Jen. Like you interview people every week. So you're doing all right.
Yeah.
I want to be here.
I'm doing okay. I'm doing fine. Thank you. Obviously, you ended up with over half your book on the cutting room floor, but that is not trash. That's book 2. So you pick up all his little sad, tattered little pieces that broke his heart to take out, and you just dump that thing into your next book. So
second edition, baby.
Oh yeah,
that's what it is. Great. That's what it is. Listen, look alive, you guys. Why am I having to teach you this?
That's right.
Like
that's true.
Nothing is wasted. No content ever. While we're talking about cozy and comfortable things, footwear firmly fits into this category, or at least it should. I give -0 points to shoes that I can't walk in. I'm just not going to wear them. I became a Rothy's girl the minute I put on their slip-on sneakers, and they have been in absolute constant rotation for me ever since. You've seen me wear them 1,000 times. They're durable, they're classic, they're sustainably crafted. It's like a win-win-win. So whether you're new to Rothy's or not, what I want to tell you is that you're going to want to check out their holiday collection of fresh and festive styles. It's like everything from glittering metallics to elevated neutrals made for any occasion. And they'll carry you right through the holiday season in the best possible way. And if you're shopping for someone else, Rothy's has something for everyone on your list, like with their ultra comfortable washable shoes and bags and accessories. So win the gift game this season with Rothy's shoes and accessories. Get $20 off your first purchase at rothys.com/forthelove with extended returns and exchanges through the holidays. So that's ROTHYS.com/forthelove. Okay. Last question, and we're going to land it because I guess you have lives.
Yeah.
Talk to us about this year. How are you going to teach us to throw like the best holiday watch party? Because I'm doing this.
I would say you guys are going to probably be better from a Hallmark Christmas watching party than I am. I would say that beverages are important.
I would.
That helps. You can do themed beverages if you want. We had what was that mule we had at the?
Oh my gosh!
Thing?
Yeah,
it was a Christmas themed mule,
like a cranberry mule.
A cranberry mule, but it was called something fun.
Jingle juice.
Half the bottle of drinks is a fun Christmas name.
Right. Yeah.
I will say, Screwball peanut butter whiskey has been my thing.
Whoa, that sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not.
He's been trying to get me to try it for a while.
I can't. What's in it? I don't get it.
It's just whiskey, but it tastes like peanut butter.
A jar of Jif.
like
milkshake. No.
Like it's flavored whiskey is what it is. It's not a mixed drink.
No, it's flavored whiskey. So I'll throw that in.
Okay, I'll allow it
with some like Baileys and stuff like that, and just make this really delicious concoction. So there's lots of fun stuff you can do with that. Yeah,
sure.
And then food and stuff. If you like food,
maybe during the commercial breaks, you do like a little giveaway. You give just like a little game or something like that.
Bingo cards.
That's good, Panda.
Bingo cards are a blast.
Bingo cards are great.
Which
to have those,
we could find that in a new book coming out now.
Hey,
I'm just
heard of that book.
It's a groundbreaking new book. Yeah. All that stuff is fun. There are a ton of recipes in this book, and we get to take pictures with all this food like we're capable of making it all, which is not necessarily true. However, there are some brownies with chocolate ganache on top of them in this book.
Oh, stupid. Okay.
Peppermint bark on there.
I see where you're at.
And they're just bonkers.
Yeah, I see where you're at. What you're saying is that you have given the people a one-stop shop for like the best viewing party ever. It's all in there. The cards,
all there.
The recipes, the lingo, everything we need to know to be like a contributing member of your watching community.
That's right. You could literally open up the book and find a movie that all of us like hated and say, hey, we want to watch like the worst one. Or you could find one that we all really liked, and you could pick the movie. You could make some fun treats. Have some good drinks, and it's all right here in this.
Good job, you guys.
It's If I Only Had Christmas.
If I Only Had Christmas
with Candace Cameron Bure.
It's so. That was a hate.
Yes,
it was a hate.
Good to know. I appreciate your candor. We can't all win. They can't all win.
When you try to recreate The Wizard of Oz in a Christmas movie,
it's a terrible idea. The concept was doomed.
Yeah,
concept was doomed. I got to ask you one more question. I keep telling you this is it, but you keep making me think of new things. Do you have any lead contenders for a real big win this season? Like you've got your Eye on What show coming up, and it's got a killer lead, a B- Josh Jamal, and it's got real legs. Like if you're just going to predict.
Oh, well,
there's a few this year that we're really excited about. It is a weird year. Hallmark normally has all of them out, like the schedule with the synopses by now when we're recording this in October. They don't this year. It's very weird. We only know about 12 so far. And then we know there's going to be 41, but we only know the specifics about 12. So it's a very weird year. But the one, there's a couple that I'm very excited about. One is a time travel movie with Christopher Lloyd, who's a conductor on a train.
Wait a minute. Christopher Lloyd and Leah Thompson, both from
Back
to the Future.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Synergy.
And it's time travel.
Time travel.
And he's a conductor on a train, which is the end of Back to the Future 3 when the train leaves. How is that not a leader in the clubhouse?
Very excited about that one. And I think
there's a Christmas mystery too this year, like an actual mystery. Wasn't it a crime or something? I don't know.
There's the one that I'm really excited about. There's a guy who's in these movies named Paul Campbell, and he has come on the show a bunch. He's incredibly funny. And in the movies, they typically don't let him be funny. But he has started to write movies, and he's really good at it. And he's written a movie that's going to come out later with two of my favorite actors in it, Tyler Hynes and Bethany Joy Lenz. But he's in a movie called The Santa Stakeout. And by all accounts, it looks like a sheer farce comedy of a movie.
Okay.
Like,
fun.
Like Hallmark is attempting to make an actual screwball comedy. And they could fall flat on their face. That would be fun. Or it could actually be good. Also would be fun. So that's a win.
Let's keep our fingers crossed on that. I love a good comedy.
Yeah.
That's not typically their strength.
No.
I wouldn't call it their strong suit. Let's swing for the fences here.
I love it.
It's got a cast you like, a writer you like. I'm going to keep my eye on that one.
Yeah. We got new Hallmark over here. New Hallmark is doing new things and trying new stuff. So I think it could be a really fun season of movies that feel a little bit different than what people might think of when they think of Hallmark Christmas movies.
Okay. Well, we'll tune into you guys as our resident experts who will, at the bare minimum, have an opinion about it. Yes, right or wrong, it remains to be seen, but you will have something to say. Okay, so let's wrap it up here. Just top of your head, if you had to pick your very tip-top favorite, like Christmas song or carol.
Wow.
Just you have to pick. You don't get to choose two.
I'll go with "Oh Holy Night."
Same. Same.
I not only think that it's the best Christmas song, I also think it's just a insanely well written song. Like lyrically, it's brilliant.
Structurally,
it's just phenomenal, and it's one of those things when it's done well, it will give me goosebumps every time.
I cry my eyes out.
Oh, it's so
I
good.
typically, when "Oh Holy Night" is sung well, that is my choice. But I will take "Christmas Song" by Nat King Cole.
Also a good one.
Oh, good one.
"Christmas Song" by Nat King Cole is just epic.
Yep.
He just
good one.
It's fantastic.
He's
that's good.
Okay.
"O Come, O Come, Emmanuel."
Okay.
Favorite hymn. It's one of my favorite songs.
Is it?
It's
I'm singing it to myself right now.
Is that actually good? Let me go.
It is good. It is good. Sweet.
Yeah.
Man, if they do it right, man, if you can get a funky vibe on it, it's good.
Funky vibe. Yeah, and I will say collectively we've adopted Christmas Shoes by New Song as our favorite.
Okay.
So
I knew this was heading south. Okay, you guys. I made you answer this last time you were on the show, and because I make everybody do it because it's my show. And so each of you are going to answer it however you want, and you can be earnest if you feel like it, or it can be ridiculous. What's saving your life right now? We'll start with you, Bran.
I'm going to go. This is. I feel like someone's probably answered this on your show before, but I'm going to go with Ted Lasso.
I can't. Why'd you have to bring that up here at the end? I have so much to say.
Here's why. It is one of the only shows that I can think of. My brother is watching it for the first time right now. And I was thinking to myself, if there was a show that I could watch for the first time again,
yes,
I think Ted Lasso would be towards the top of that list.
100%.
Just because it's really fun to see my brother's reaction to watching the show for the first time.
It's magic.
So yeah, I'm going to go with Ted Lasso.
I love it so much.
My daughter is right now in the throes of watching just television I hate, which is why I've tried to just, as much as I can without crushing her joy, steer her into slightly better childhood from my youth. And so Mighty Morphin Power,
slightly better childhood from your youth.
No, television.
Television.
Television from my youth. And Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Okay.
Wow.
The original group, she dressed up as the original Power Ranger. That's saving my life right now because I enjoy watching shows from my childhood.
Pink Ranger.
Oh man, she's great.
I saw the picture of her as a Pink Ranger.
She's adorable.
It was adorable.
She's great.
The fact that you consider that better childhood television a little bit.
Well, it's better than what she's watching. Blippy. I can't handle it.
If you were saying things that are ending my life,
so Power Rangers saving me where I'm at right now.
Blippy's been canceled in my house. We canceled it.
Yo, I don't even know what that is. I don't even know. I'm so far removed. I've done my time.
If you want just to be sad, Google Blippy and Google Blippy's backstory, and you will
make sad. You sad.
Literally, it's a sad story.
No, it's sad how famous this dude is. What's saving my life right now is gum, chewing and bubble.
Chewing gum?
My kids, we made up a fake rule. It was a real rule because it's in our house, but it was a fake rule because it didn't exist outside of our house. But we said to our children from the time that they could talk that you cannot chew gum until you're 5.
Okay.
That was the rule.
Sure.
So you
arbitrary, but fine.
Can't drink till you're 21. If I have a beer with dinner, Dad, can I have some of that? No, you can't have some of that, buddy. You're not an adult yet. When you're older, you can have it. When you're 5, you can chew gum. Well, this created this, first of all, easy birthday present. They don't know how much gum costs. But also, they're 5. They've been 5 for about 5 or 6 months, and they are into it. They are into gum, and they literally, And you know, as your kid, I have twin boys, and as they get older, you know, they want to do more, you know, stuff, and you know, there's going to be less, you know, about me for sure.
That's
and
right.
we're still in this, you know, we're still in this time where I get to spend a ton of time with my kids, and they think I'm cool, which is awesome. But we literally I sit on the couch, and they sit on my lap, and we all just stare at each other and chew gum. And they can't blow a bubble yet, but they just wait for me to do it. And they try to pop it before and they're just like, and they're just chewing, do it again. And that's what we do.
And that's your fun. We do. And that's your Friday night.
Well, what's great is that they're just on the go constantly. And it becomes this like 20 minutes where we just are all like snuggling and hanging out. And it's
pretty
awesome.
Cute. It's pretty cute
right now. And I know it's a season and it's not going to last long. So I'm here to embrace it and enjoy it, especially as we get busier and busier around here, to take some time and just sit and do nothing with my kids. That's it. It's gum.
I love it. Listen, and right now you need to appreciate that your personal brand of dad magic involves a $2 pack of gum. Because at this point in my life, they're like, Mom, we want to connect with you with an iPhone 12. I'm like, It's how we stay connected for the memes. For the memes. So
I can't send you this quality memeage if you don't have a phone for me. That's what
I'm just. How else will we love each other?
I want you to sit your 15-year-old down and say, we're going to blow bubbles at each other tonight. That's all we're going to do. I hear it's a lot of fun.
Just say there are kids in Greenville who are happy with just gum.
With just gum.
They just sit on their dad's lap and they are delighted.
That's right.
So, okay. You okay? Tell everybody just really quickly before we sign off here, all the where they find you, where they find the book, all of it. Where do you want to send them?
You can go to deckthehallmark.com to find the places that you can listen to the podcast, at Hallmark Podcast on the social medias, except for TikTok or at Deck the Hallmark, because
it's a long story.
Forgot the log. It's not important. And then the book's available hopefully everywhere you found books for sale. I went into my Barnes and Noble and they said maybe. So
we're looking good.
You know what? You're saying there's a chance. You're saying there's a chance.
They're going to have it. Maybe it will be there by Tuesday is what they're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Fantastic. All right, you guys. That's it. That's fun.
Boom.
Thanks, you guys.
Awesome.
Thanks for being on the show today. Always fun. Okay, everybody. You too. All right, guys. Blast. So dumb. We're so dumb together. Oh my gosh. I hope you enjoyed that because I sure did. That is the kind of energy I'm loving taking into this season. If you haven't already followed them over at Deck the Hallmark, you got to go. If you just like to laugh, if you're like, I need something in my ears where some guys are just riffing around, these are your guys. And especially if you love Christmas and Hallmark, and it's just the best genre. So over at jenhatmaker.com under the podcast tab, I will have this whole episode queued up, like the show notes. I'll have the links to all the guys' stuff, their socials, their new book. That new book is your holiday party guide. It is your watch party guide. It's all compiled for you. You don't have to try to find it on the internet. So it's a smart buy for those of us who love what it is they're putting out in the world. And so go and get it and come back, because the Comfort and Joy series is both funny and sweet. Like, we have some incredible guests walking us through parties and Hallmark movies, but also prayers and traditions. And it's all just lovely. The whole thing is lovely. And we hope it serves you, and we hope you laugh, and we hope you cry, and we hope you feel inspired as always. So thanks for being here, you guys. Don't miss next week's episode. See you then.